Eric. A few weeks ago I was invited as a local member to come and address the illustrious AGM of the Larkhall branch of the SNP. And in doing that, there's the invariable question and answer session, and some superb questions, but one struck a chord. And it was from a long-term member of this party, Mr. Tom Muir. And he said, "Christina, I'm frightened about fascism. I want to ask you about what we're going to do about addressing fascism." Now, it reminded me of a piece that I heard a couple of years ago. "I sometimes fear that people think that fascism arrives in fancy dress, worn by grotesque monsters, as played out in endless reruns of Nazis. Fascism arrives as your friend. They will restore your honour, make you feel proud, protect your house, give you a job, clean up the neighbourhood, remind you of how great we once were, clear out the venal and the corrupt, remove anything you feel is unlike you. It doesn't walk in saying our programme means militias, mass imprisonments, transportations or persecution." Michael Rosen penned those prescient words, and they're prescient words indeed, in May 2014. Little did he know that with the dawn of post-Brexit Britain, we would hear some of the most right-wing, reactionary politics that I've heard in my lifetime at a mainstream political party conference. The Tory party conference last week was a disgusting, disgraceful and deeply disturbing insight to what may face us in this land. If we become the bystanders and not speak out against discrimination. They came for the human rights lawyers and we did nothing. Well, we will not do nothing. The poisonous rhetoric has no place in our land. We heard Tory minister after Tory minister tell us foreign students were not welcome, that foreign doctors could only stay long enough to train our homegrown doctors, then you could get lost. We heard nothing to set the minds at rest of EU nationals who have given much to our lives, communities, culture, arts, research, innovation and tax take. They have given more than they have taken out. We have a Tory leader who questions the right of EU nationals in the form of Christian Allard to participate in local democracy or national democracy, who calls Scottish people thieves and vandals and smiles sweetly when she says it. Now we have lists of foreign workers, reminiscence of the rise of Nazism in the 1930s. Conference, I had a friend contact me last night and he said, "I have just been asked by my HR department to provide a copy of my passport to check my eligibility to work in the UK. Amber Rudd may be backing away from her lists, but you can be sure they are implementing their lists." British jobs for British workers is one of the most deliberately divisive terms I have ever heard, first mooted by Gordon Brown, the then Prime Minister, and now chanted with gusto by his better together pals, the Tories. So I have some lists for the Tories. I address this list to you, the people who make the colour of our cultural tartan all the more rich. 1. If you have chosen Scotland as your home, you are Scotland. 2. If you have chosen Scotland as your place to study, you are Scotland. 3. If you have chosen Scotland as your place of sanctuary, you are Scotland. 4. If you have chosen Scotland as a place to bring up your children, they are Scotland. 5. If you have chosen Scotland as your place to do business, you are Scotland. In conference, together, we are Scotland. Support this motion.